What's up with the fact that Kevin Stefanski is a two-time NFL Coach of the Year, 2020 and 2023, having a quarterback who's a rookie so flagrantly ill-prepared to be on the football field last week?
That is absolutely bullcrap for them not to know his cadence. What you feel like about Kevin Stefanski? I ain't ever seen a second-string quarterback or some offensive line say they don't know the cadence of a quarterback that has the potential to play in the game.
He goes out there and he stinks up the joint this weekend, people are going to be saying he don't belong in the league yet. It's going to be bad. He is under immense pressure to at least look respectable this week.
Stephen A. Smith just declared war on Kevin Stefanski. And honestly, it's about damn time someone said it.
Shedeur is going to start at quarterback. Dion is still in the concussion protocol. He is improving, but obviously we got to put a plan together.
The Cleveland Browns just announced that Shador Sanders will be making his first career start this Sunday against the Las Vegas Raiders. Dillon Gabriel remains in concussion protocol, which means, ready or not, the Shador Sanders era begins now. But here's the question that's got the entire football world buzzing. Is this kid set up for success, or is Kevin Stefanski about to sabotage another quarterback's career? Because let's be brutally honest about what we witnessed last Sunday against the Baltimore Ravens. Shador Sanders looked lost. 4 of 16 passing. 4 of 16. That's a 25% completion percentage. 47 yards. The kid looked like he'd never played organized football in his life. And yes, he was awful. Nobody's denying that.
I put some of the culpability on the shoulders Coach Kevin Stefanski as much as I do anybody else. And I know people have tried to push back on that.
And you know what? He's absolutely right. Like this video if you love Shedeur. Comment SS will win if you want Shedeur to succeed. Let's talk about what happened in that Ravens game, because this isn't just about a rookie having a bad day. This is about organizational dysfunction at its absolute worst. Multiple offensive linemen admitted after the game that they had never heard Shedor's cadence. Read that again. Never heard his cadence. How does that happen? How does a backup quarterback who's been on the roster since draft day never get enough reps with the first team for the offensive line to know when the ball is being snapped?
I've been in the NFL locker room 9 years. The second string quarterback on a football team always has a package that he gets with the first team just in case he has to step in if a quarterback gets hurt or goes down. That is absolutely bullcrap for them not to know his cadence going into his first game in the NFL.
This isn't some revolutionary concept we're talking about here. This is football 101. NFL teams prepare backup quarterbacks. They give them scout team reps. They run packages. Bill Parcells used to extend practice from 20 reps to 30 just to make sure the reserves were ready. Jimmy Johnson did the same thing. These are Hall of Fame coaches who understood that in the NFL, you're always one play away from needing your backup. So what's Kevin Stefanski's excuse? Because here's where this story gets really interesting. Stephen A. dropped a bomb that should have every Browns fan questioning everything.
Kevin Stefanski, Shador Sanders this Sunday is going to be Kevin Stefanski's 13th quarterback. 13!
Let that marinate for a second. 13 quarterbacks in 5 years. Baker Mayfield, Case Keenum, Nick Mullins, Deshaun Watson, Jacoby Brissett, Joe Flacco, P.J. Walker, Dorian Thompson-Robinson, Jeff Driscoll, Jameis Winston, Bailey Zapp, Dillon Gabriel, and now Shador Sanders. Stefanski is a two-time Coach of the Year, 2020 and 2023. Nobody's questioning his football IQ or his ability to scheme. But at some point, don't we have to ask the uncomfortable question? At what point does the quarterback carousel stop being bad luck and start being a coaching problem?
At some point in time, ain't that about you? At least a little bit. Just a little bit. You did have Baker Mayfield there.
And you know what's wild? Some of these quarterbacks are starting elsewhere in the league right now. Baker Mayfield is thriving in Tampa Bay. Joe Flacco had a renaissance season. These aren't scrubs we're talking about. These are NFL caliber quarterbacks who couldn't make it work in Cleveland's system. But let's get back to Shedeur, because this is where things get nuclear. Peter Schrager brought up a fascinating point during the First Take discussion.
When I say Russell Wilson won the job and became undeniable, when I say Derek Carr as a second-round pick won the job and was undeniable, what I'm also saying is Shador Sanders did not win the job this summer, did not earn a place on the field yet this season.
Fair point, but here's the counter. How could he possibly earn the job when he wasn't getting first-team reps? You can't prove yourself against air. You can't win the starting job when you're exclusively running scout team. That's like asking someone to prove they can swim while keeping them out of the pool. And here's where the conspiracy theories start to make sense. We've heard rumblings all season that Kevin Stefanski and his offensive coordinator weren't high on Shedeur Sanders. Meanwhile, GM Andrew Berry and owner Jimmy Haslam might feel differently.
We know Cleveland ain't on the same page. The owner and the GM might want one thing, the coach and the offensive coordinator might want another. So that's a house divided in Cleveland.
That's toxic. That's organizational dysfunction at the highest level, and Shedeur Sanders is caught in the middle of it. Now let's address the elephant in the room, the Dion Sanders factor, because we all know that's part of this story whether anyone wants to admit it or not. Stephen A. brought this up.
Because you got a whole bunch of people out there that ain't rooting for Shador Sanders. And let's call it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. There's reasons as to why that is.
Shedeur came into the NFL draft with baggage. His father's larger-than-life personality, the swagger, the watch celebrations, the pre-draft interviews where Dion suggested certain teams weren't options. NFL teams don't like being told what to do. They don't like theatrics. They wanted to send a message, and that message was a fifth-round selection. But here's the question. Was Shedeur Sanders actually fifth-round talent? Or was he drafted that late because teams wanted to avoid the Dion drama?
Should have been a late first-round guy, but third round wouldn't have made me scratch my eyebrows based on the conversations that I had with a lot of people around the league.
So we've got a quarterback who probably should have gone in the first or second round, who fell to the fifth because of politics, who then wasn't properly prepared by his coaching staff, and who's now being thrown into the fire against a Raiders team that's desperate for something positive. And make no mistake, the pressure on Shedeur this Sunday is immense. Stephen A. made it crystal clear.
Shador Sanders, I can't think of a game that's going to be more important. He can't come out this week and stink up the joint going 4 for 16 like he did last week. Nobody is giving him a pass. People are going to be saying he don't belong in the league yet. It's going to be bad. He is under immense pressure to at least look respectable this week.
That's the reality. Fair or not, this is Shedeur's make or break moment. He doesn't get the luxury of a typical rookie learning curve. He doesn't get the benefit of the doubt. Every incompletion will be scrutinized. Every sack will be analyzed. Every mistake will be amplified. But here's what gives me hope. Shedeur himself seems ready for it. He told reporters he is mentally and emotionally in a great place. He's a field type of guy, and he needs to be out there to feel it. That's the mindset you want from your quarterback. Not making excuses, not blaming the system, just ready to work. And credit where it's due, Kevin Stefanski is finally giving him the preparation he needs. According to reports, Shedeur is getting every first-team rep this week. He's meeting with coaches to tailor the game plan to his strengths. They're building continuity. You know, all the things they should have been doing since training camp. The Raiders are 2-8. Their defense is middle of the pack at best. They just got embarrassed by the Cowboys on Monday night. If there's ever a time for Shedeur to show what he can do, it's now. But let's be real about what success looks like. Nobody's expecting him to throw for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns. That's not realistic. What we need to see is competence, decision-making, the ability to read a defense and deliver the ball on time. Complete 60% of your passes. Don't turn the ball over. Show that you belong. That's the bar. Be respectable, be competent, show that you're an NFL caliber quarterback. But here's our prediction. Shedeur's going to surprise people. Not because he's some generational talent that's been hiding, but because for the first time since he arrived in Cleveland, he's getting proper preparation, he's getting first-team reps, the offensive line knows his cadence, the receivers have worked with him all week, the game plan is tailored to his strengths. You know, all the things they should have been doing from day one? The Browns are 3-8. The season is lost. There's nothing left to play for except evaluation and pride. This is Shedeur's audition for 2025. This is his chance to prove he's the guy or prove the doubters right.
Sunday in Las Vegas isn't just another game. It's a referendum on organizational competence. It's a test of whether the Browns can develop young talent. It's Shador Sanders' shot at redemption after the worst debut in recent memory. The stage is set, the excuses are gone, the preparation is finally adequate. Now it's time for Shedeur Sanders to show the world what he can do. And if he fails, the questions about Kevin Stefanski are only